Hey grade 7s, happy Friday. So we have been doing algebra. We did addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and we have just done when you plug in the number to your algebraic problem. We are going to continue with that today, except we're just taking a little bit of a different approach to it. So we're going to do a review of the ones that we have, and then we're going to go into our next section. So I have 7a, and we need to figure out what that number is when a equals 3. So in this case, what we do is 7, and we plug in our a to our a spot, which is 3. Because remember, when we have a number and a letter right beside each other, it means to multiply. So I plug in my number, or my a. So 7 times 3 equals 21. And that is our answer there. Let's do a division problem. So we do d over 8 and d equals 48. So to do this problem, it is division. So I plug in my number, 48, and I put it over 8 as usual, and we need to figure out what the answer is. So 48 divided by 8 is equal to 6. And there we have it. So you guys did a really good job with that one. Today what we're going on to do is called true or not true. So you basically are given problems like this one right here. A minus 6 equals 4, a equals 10. What you're doing is you're plugging in your number, so 10, where the a is. So I'm going to do 10 minus 6 equals 4. Is this statement true? As in, if I did 10 minus 6, does it equal 4? In actuality, it does. So in this case, this problem is true. Because when I plug that 10 in where a is, minus 6, it does in fact equal 4. Now we have another one. We have c divided by 12 equals 2, c equals 6. So to do this, I plug in the problem is 6 over 12 equals 2. So does 6 divided by 12 equal 2? No, it does not. Because 6 for 1 is smaller than 12. So if I did 6 divided by 12, it would be a decimal, because a smaller number divided by a bigger number is a decimal number. So in this case, it is not true. What can I do to this problem to make it true? Sorry. What can I do to make it true? So that's going to be the second part here, is if the statement is not true, what do we have to do to it to make it true? So 12 equals 2, that needs to stay the same. I cannot change these, but I can change what c equals. I can change this part. So instead of c equals 6, something divided by 12 equals 2. To figure that out, I can just do my opposite operation. So I can just do 12 times 2. 12 times 2 equals 24. So if I plug in 24 divided by 12, that equals 2. All right. So if you ever come across a statement that is not true and you're trying to change it to true, you change what this variable is worth, what the letter is worth. And then you use your knowledge of multiplication, division, subtraction, and addition of variables, and you figure out what a good number would be for that variable. Okay, so think about it as our other problems. So this one here, 12 divided, so if I did c divided by 12 equals 2, remember these problems, and you have to try to figure out what c is. Approach the problems this way if you find out you have one that is not true. Okay. Now we have our last problem right here. 0 times b equals 4. Is this statement, for one, true? Can something times 0 ever equal 4? No. So is there any variable? So can I ever do 0 times something to equal 4? No, because 0 times 1,386,000 is still 0. So this statement here, it can never be true because 0 multiplied by something will always, always equal 0. It can never equal another number like 4. All right, so this is a little bit of a special problem here. The reason I outline it is because there is a problem like this in your sheets where you have to explain why the statement can never ever be true. All right, so that's what you're going to be doing today, is you're going to be given a bunch of problems. The first section is you're just labeling them as true or not true. The next statement is if it's true, you leave it. If it's not true, you have to change the number in order to make it true. So like our problem here, we made it true by figuring out what C had to be worth in order to make it true. So to make these statements true, you can only ever change the variable. You can only ever change what the letter is worth. You cannot change the rest of these numbers like 12 and 2. All right? So that is that section. And then the last section is a little bit of a tricky problem like this one. But that's what you're going to be doing today, is you're going to just continue practicing. You're doing true or not true. Before we get into, we're going to be doing word problems on Monday. But this should be a fairly good lesson for you guys. If you've been keeping up with your math work so far, this lesson will be pretty easy because you'll have practiced variables so much by this point that I imagine a lot of you guys are going to be pros. So thank you guys. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Enjoy some of the nice weather we're supposed to be having. And I will see you guys on Monday. Be sure to email me if you have any questions whatsoever. As many of you have found out, I'm available pretty much anytime. So let me know, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend.